Good evening and welcome. This is English Talks. Good evening, everyone. On March 30th, across the globe, we marked the International Day of Zero Waste. This year, the United Nations has issued a powerful call. Zero waste starts on your plate. We are diving deep into the global food and water crisis, an issue that isn't just about leftovers, but about our climate, our water, and our future. Joining us to show how we can slash our trash with simple everyday steps is a true sustainability champion. She's the co-founder of Beautiful Bharat, a veteran change maker who has been teaching us how to live better with less since 2009. I welcome Odette Katrak.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. I'm so honored to be able to get on this show and talk about zero waste.
With this year's focus being food waste, what is the single most effective habit a household can change today?
I feel if something can be eaten, it should only go into a hungry stomach, whether it is an animal, whether it's cattle on the road, a dog, whether it is another hungry human, could be house help, security guard, or it could be the same family eating the same thing as leftovers the next day or frozen in the freezer and pulled out later. But if it's good to eat, it does not belong into a bin. My mother was famous for her leftovers. If there was something left over, she would convert it into something so amazing that people would enjoy it and say, wow.
That 1.05 billion tons of edible food is wasted annually. That's nearly 19% of all food available to consumers. And this waste occurs while almost 783 million people globally face hunger. So, Odette, you've pioneered the eco-waternomics framework. How can people practically reuse water?
Okay, so eco-waternomics, the word I coined to mean the economics of using water in such a way that we use only as much as we actually need and not as much as is abundantly available. And it has two parts to it, which is use less and reuse more. In use less, it's so simple, low tap flow. Most people default open a tap on full blast. But if we open it to just a trickle, it most often is enough. Tap off when we don't need it, when you're brushing, bathing. No leaks, no running water. But the more important part of the concept is reuse of water, which most people don't do. So when you wash your rice, dal, vegetables, fruits, all of that water can easily be used to water plants. And if you don't have a garden, it can be used to rinse dirty dishes. So I give the analogy, would you bathe with mineral water? No, because why waste water of such purity or expense for bathing? But we waste water of far higher purity for washing, for rinsing dirty dishes and uses which don't need that. So if we categorize the water into clear, cloudy, soapy, muddy, we can actually reuse it. So RO wastewater is one of the biggest ways that our listeners can immediately start saving water. Collect that water, use it for your pocha by using bioenzyme, which is an organic cleaner. So it can still be used a second time for watering plants.
You've been called stingy many times.
Yes.
Yeah, because of your 3-mug bath rule. Would you share with us how do we change this mindset?
Yes. So I'll add on that I've been called stingy not just for 3-mug bath, but I've been called stingy also for not throwing away peels, the watermelon white part of the rind, which most people throw, the skin of oranges makes the most tasty juice, and yet most people throw it away. So I've been called stingy by my house help saying you don't throw anything. And I told her it's not because I can't afford it, it is because our planet can't afford it. And recently also I had a situation where I had kept footwear to take to the cobbler to repair. And a house help looked at said, we don't repair, we throw it away. Meaning to say you can't afford it. And I think to bring awareness that it's not about us being able to afford, or we are not being stingy to save money, but we are trying through all these habits to collectively help our planet's resources so that we actually help save the decline that our planet is experiencing.
Food waste accounts for 8 to 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Like
Absolutely.
she said, we might be able to afford it, our planet can't. Nearly 5 times the emissions of the entire aviation sector is what comes out of the food waste. And food waste in the landfills is producing up to 14% of global methane emissions.
So most people think methane, it doesn't affect me. I mean, I just live a normal life. Methane is somebody else is responsible for methane. So let me tell you, if food is not segregated properly, or even many people put their wet waste tied in a plastic bag and hand it over. That wet waste generates methane in that plastic bag. Most likely it reaches landfill. And that is what is adding to climate change. So our actions directly impact the climate change around. Flowers, all of us love flowers. We get bouquets of flowers. But what I've noticed, because I work a lot around waste, I've looked into a lot of dustbins. People get a bouquet today, they put it in the dustbin tomorrow with the plastic and the wrapping. But if rotting flowers again reach landfill, our flowers add to methane. So most people don't realize that our daily actions, what we live, what we discard, are actually impacting the problem you just spoke about.
But for someone who's just starting their zero waste journey, how do you handle the frustration when plastic or packaging seems unavoidable?
So I'll go to that word unavoidable. I don't think in 10 years I have had a sip of water from a mineral bottle, because I always carry my bottle with me. I always have a steel glass with me. I always have a hanky with me. I always have a cloth bag with me. So I don't end up having to use those unavoidable things. And I urge more people to just carry that basic set of 3-4 things with you. You carry your phone, you carry your keys. Nowadays, nobody carries a wallet because you can do online payments. But why not just carry this? It is so simple to redefine that word unavoidable. Also, if a lot of people today are doing online ordering, you can easily choose packaging free option. From my local store, when I've ordered on the phone, the first time he brought it in a plastic bag. Instead of quietly taking that plastic bag and saying unavoidable, what I did is I made him understand that that plastic bag will further get reused by somebody to dump waste, which will go to I gave the names of landfills close by, Mandur, Mavalipura, because they identify with them. And I told them, next time, please, either you put it in a reusable bag or put it in a cloth bag and charge the customer. And the vendor changed his habit.
You have mentioned making watermelon rind dosas and jams. Can you share 1 or 2 other hidden food parts we usually throw away that are actually delicious and nutritious?
Yeah. So I experimented with jackfruit seeds. I know some people put them in sambar, but majority throw them away. And I literally experimented, and I ended up making what you can call a vegan cheese. I boiled it. I added some cabbage stock. Cabbage or cauliflower have that cheesy kind of flavor. And then I put a little olive oil, and there I had a vegan cheese. One of the other things that I really love doing is from the orange peels. There are simple tricks to make these usable. There's a white inner lining on the inside of the peel. You have to soak the orange peel, and because it's a peel and it might have had pesticides, always it's better to soak these in vinegar or salt water for half an hour to 1 hour. You scrape off that white part, all the bitterness goes, and then you have the most lovely tasting juice, which nobody will tell you it's from something which is waste. And I would love to tell 10 more recipes, but since time is short, all these recipes are on our Instagram page.
In your workshops, you often talk about bioenzymes.
Yeah.
How can a simple citrus peel replace the harsh chemical cleaners most of us use?
It is really so simple, and the beauty of it is made from waste, which otherwise generates methane somewhere. And it saves us money, and it saves us those chemicals we force ourselves with. People who have crawling babies or pets, imagine you're cleaning your floor with a really lovely smelling, floor cleaner. And I'm going to tell you how to make it. Keep collecting the peels in an airtight box in your fridge. And once you have enough for, say, 3 cups, take that with 1 cup of jaggery, 10 cups of water, put it in a large container, like you get the rice plastic jars, which with the wide mouth. I use those kind of jars. And then you make sure there's enough place because gas will generate. Stir it daily. It should be airtight, no flies or anything to come in. In 6 weeks, you have the most lovely smelling chemical, a non-chemical cleaner, which replaces what you use for your, pocha, for the floor, for the toilet cleaning. So I urge everyone to try this. You can try it with mango peels, orange peels, pineapple peels, basically any fruit peels, and try it and you'll see the difference. And I encourage anyone to reach out through Beautiful Bharat org DM if they want any inputs on what went wrong.
So that no matter how hard we try, I guess a little bit of food waste would definitely be generated. So yes, we know that some of it can be converted to compost. But what for the people who are living in small apartments? They don't even have gardens. How can they close this loop?
The first step I would say is to prevent that wastage, because a lot of times there are two elements to the wastage. We buy too much, and what we've stored, it ends up we've not stored it correctly. So we have to ensure we buy only the right quantity. Keep it airtight. If you buy dals, if you buy things which are left open, many times we leave it open in that packet. That leads to insects getting in. Thirdly, the fruits and vegetables, there are ways to save them. I don't know if I have time, but basically, if they are kept in the fridge, some of them need to be kept out. We need to understand that. I have a poster coming up on this very soon. The food that is cooked, if you immediately cool it and put it in your fridge, it will last for much longer. If it's left out the whole day, you'll have to throw it the next day.
Odette, you told me that you have a poem that is based on your mother's habit of making you not get up from the dining table before you finish every single morsel on your plate.
So the poem is called My Mother Said. Don't waste your food was my mother's daily chant. Why did you serve it if finish it you can't? No tantrum, no mercy, no don't make a scene. You don't leave the table till your plate's perfectly clean. Every last grain of rice you must eat off your plate. If it's on the table it's good, so learn to like the taste. All the dishes I've cooked with love and with care just for your nutrition, you'd waste that, not fair. Wastage is costly, even if afford it we could. Think of starving millions who struggle without food. But Ma, that's real cruel to force us to eat. Our friends have no restrictions, they choosy yet they feast. Too bad I'm your mother, these are my rules. I'll groom you to be responsible, not wasteful, spoilt fools. If you eat at my table, my rules you must follow. Serve as much as you like, but every mouthful do swallow. Come back if you want more, don't overserve. Yes, a clean plate is possible, no wastage, let's preserve. Oh, and my rule number 2, don't make a face and say pass. Have at least a mouthful, it's just bitter gourd, not grass. You must take every item, so take knowing you will eat. Simple rules, you leave the table when your serving is complete. Oh, strict mother of mine, to understand then I wasn't able. But thank you abundantly for seeding habits sustainable. All of your children, we relish your food. You taught us no food waste, a value so good. We've passed on the flavors for our next gen to taste. All happy to be ambassadors for zero food waste.
If listeners only have 1 minute a day to dedicate to zero waste, what is that one high impact habit that they should start today?
I would say BYOC, which is bring your own container and say totally no to disposables and only use reusables, because you don't have waste to put out in your bins every day. And I'm assuming there will anyway be no food waste because they'll start making bioenzymes and cooking food scraps. If you buy spinach, palak, don't throw away those roots. Put them in the ground and you'll have organic spinach in 3 weeks. If you buy pineapple, put those tops in a pot, you'll have pineapple. So there's so many ways. And I hope everyone starts with the first step, but doesn't stay there, moves on, and then spreads the ripple, because our planet needs everyone to start doing this, not just a few people.
Zero waste starts on your plate. Before you scrape those leftovers into the bin or reach for a single-use plastic bag today, ask yourself, can I refuse, reuse, or rot this instead, like Odette does? A huge thank you, Odette. From beautiful Bharat, I'm Jyoti and you are listening to Akashvani Bengaluru. Let's keep our city and our planet beautiful.
Thank you so much.
This program was brought to you by Akashvani Bengaluru.